Bitcoin bouncing off its recent lows, gaining ground this morning. Joining us now, Anthony Scaramucci, Skybridge Capital founder, managing partner, and a Capricorn. Just actually talking about that. Yeah,
big birthdays coming up.
Big birthdays.
That's right. You guys share a birthday.
We share birthday.
Same birthday.
January 6th. And
Eric Trump.
Yeah.
Henry Kravis.
Henry Kravis.
Yeah,
Norman Reedus, dude.
Yeah, I remember Norman.
From Walking Dead. A giant in my life. You mentioned my birthday's really not till, I don't have to worry about it till next year.
It's not a this year thing.
We don't have to worry about it till next year.
You're looking good, Joe. Just got to keep your hair. That's the key.
I know. We're going to get to Bitcoin immediately, but I go to great lengths to keep this hair. I do, and I make a lot of sacrifices for this drug, Propecia, whatever the hell it is. It's good for your prostate, though. Hey, listen, Bitcoin last week once again proved it's not a non-correlated asset. You cannot go there like for gold, or you can't go there if you're worried about a risk-off trade with the NASDAQ, because you're just, I don't know, you're going to be subject to what happens in a sell-off in the stock market if you have Bitcoin, it seems like. Does that ever change?
I think it's some of that. I think it'll eventually transition, but I think if you look at long-term technicals, it is tied to risk assets, is tied to the NASDAQ. But I think it's more whale selling. If you look at those big wallets.
If someone needs to sell something, does it become a place for liquidity and a downdraft with the stock market?
So, but again, I think it's big whales. If you were a long-term holder of Bitcoin, you bought it 10 years ago, you get to the $100,000 number, a lot of guys look at that and say, okay, that was my number. Someday, if Bitcoin ever gets to 100,000, I'm going to liquefy Bitcoin and diversify it into other things. And so you're seeing a rotation now from those OG whales into what I think are longer-term institutional hands. And so as this thing transitions, I think it gets sturdier. But I wasn't overly worried about price action last week. Also, look at gold. Just take 30 seconds on gold. Gold's up 60+% this year. And if you're telling me that Bitcoin won't be worth gold, I mean, a lot of Bitcoiners believe it will be, but let's say it's just half the capitalization of gold, or even if it just tracked gold from the beginning of the year, Joe, it's a $150,000 asset. So to us, and we like it. I mean, that is a very steep disconnection historically, Bitcoin and gold.
So it's a part of the debasement trade. Sometimes it doesn't work as well for the debasement trade if the market's selling off.
Are you a debasement guy, though? I'm not overly a debasement.
You don't think that's why? 21 million, that's it.
I think, listen,
well,
I think gold is up because of the uncertainty around trade. And
Hasn't there always been a lot, though, with gold? Gold was quiescent. In times, it seemed much more turbulent than we're in right now.
Yeah,
it seems like.
To me, I'm not a big believer in the debasement trade. I think the U.S. dollar is going to be the fiat currency, the reserve currency for the next 50.
But every 10 years, how much less is it worth? Even at,
remember,
and if the Fed is at 3% instead of 2% now, that's a huge difference in in a 10-year time frame.
I understand, but more dollars and a growing economy, plus the stable coin technology that's out there now, plus the military strength that the United States has, I think it's going to be nearly impossible to knock it off its ledge.
That an Aura ring you got, Anthony?
I do. I have.
How were you this morning? We compare with Andrew all the time.
Yeah, I had to get up early to see you, Joe.
You did. So you 70?
Well, it's sort of like a nanny state thing. Yeah, I was a 70, exactly.
You were a 70?
70, yeah.
Man, no, I don't talk. When Andrew has a 70.
I got an 82.
When Andrew has a 70, I don't even bring up politics. I don't mention the king of the country. I don't mention anything when Andrew's at a 70. I don't.
Andrew got an 82 because
he got
an 82.
He's hiding in Philadelphia.
77 on sleep, 82 on readiness. Where are you, Anthony?
Anthony was a 70.
No, I was a 70, and I was like a 71 on readiness. But let me tell you, over the weekend, I was doing great, Andrew.
You were?
Yeah, I had little crowns on the top of my Oura ring.
So, Andy, I'll tell you something.
Doesn't that feel so great, the little crowns?
Yeah.
I might have to try this. I don't know. I might have to. I don't know if I want to know, though. That's the problem.
That's my issue with it.
It's like
you can't have a glass of alcohol.
I know that I'm tired. I know that I'm.
It's like blood pressure. When you measure it, it's like awful. So why measure it? Forget it. I'm just not. Get away from me. Yeah.
You sound like my parents.
Yeah.
Some old school stuff.
Andy, we have like people come in with IPOs, and I am blown away by what blockchain is capable of doing. And are we starting to see just with crypto, just as Bitcoin's going to stay here as a core, but I see things happening that's just spreading out tokenization and stable coins and all this, all these things.
Well, take a look at the altcoin market. The altcoin market is down below where the FTX debacle was. And so Bitcoin's over 100,000. So that's telling you there's a big divergence there. But you know from people that you talk to, whether it's people at the CME, the New York Stock Exchange, over time, they're going to use the blockchain to do this. It's safer, cheaper,
Doesn't it disintermediate so many different things? Couldn't it?
Yes, but that's happened before. Look at the way we call each other now, Joe. I mean, if you and I were younger as students, it was $5 a minute to call your mom from Europe.
Right.
Now it's no dollars a minute. Phone companies didn't go away. The banks are not going to go away. There are other services that people are going to use.
I just talked about that. We had thinking back when my daughter was 26, or 25, so when she was young, we had a nanny. All she did was, we saw the phone bills like, oh my God, she's not even watching the kids. She's got on long distance. And it's like, we don't even think of long distance. Is there anything, does it matter at all?
My point, the banks are going to adapt the way the telecom companies adapted, and they'll be providing services that are slightly different, but they'll still be valuable services to people. But if you're telling me that the technology, the blockchain technology is better, and again, to date myself, when I joined Goldman Sachs in 1989, it was T+5. And so if you're telling me it's going to be T plus a few minutes or an hour to have finality in a transaction, and it's cheaper, and you're going to take 6 or 7 potential intermediaries out of the transaction, I think it's going to eventually happen. And Paul Atkins has signaled to this. You know, he spoke at our conference in Wyoming this summer, talking about how they're moving towards allowing for this type of technology from a regulatory point of view.
When you talked about gold and Bitcoin, so what's gold's market cap now? I'm sure you have
closer to 29 billion. When I was coming in this morning,
trillion.
Trillion, I'm sorry, closer to 29 trillion.
Gold is.
And
where's Bitcoin now?
Bitcoin is 2.2. And so again, if you just took the two assets and where they were at the beginning of the year, and if Bitcoin were to, be in line with gold, it would be about 151,000 right now. So Bitcoin, from a technical basis, is undersold as an asset if you believe that currency debasement trade, if you believe it's digital gold.
Yeah.
And obviously, guys like Michael Saylor believe that it's way better than gold. It's more portable. It's got immutability that you always talk about. It's scarcer.
If it were 1 times gold in terms of market cap, it'd be 10 times at least.
Well, if you went to parity, and now you're talking over $1 million a coin now. But remember, you have to make a decision. Are we in an analog world or a digital world? And so I think gold will always be with us because it's a traditional store of value and a traditional asset. But you're not moving gold around the world the way you can move Bitcoin.
Why has Bitcoin been so volatile? Is it because of the leverage that's involved?
I think it's a combination of things. I think it's the leverage, Becky, but I also think it's whale selling over 100,000. I mean, they've hit it pretty hard. And I don't think you fully have gotten the adoption curve going from the institutions. You think about it now, since BlackRock started that ETF, there's legions of people out there selling the idea of Bitcoin as a piece of your overall portfolio. Is it a 1%, 2%, 3% piece? It's way more for somebody like me, but I'm just saying that selling cycle is taking longer, and frankly, older people, if you look at the demographics, older people have money. And the older people are like, I'm going to buy gold as a potential hedge as opposed to Bitcoin. But just imagine the 35 or 40-year-old 10 years from now, what are they going to be buying? It's the same statement I would have made to you back in 2000 related to tech. Yeah. The 36-year-old that was getting buried in tech in the 2000 dot-com bubble, if he stayed in tech, he had the best 25 years as an investment class. And I think Bitcoin, we'll be looking at Bitcoin 10 years from now, scratching our heads saying, yeah, it did what we thought, at least the Bitcoiners thought. It got to some level of parity relative to gold. It won't get there right away. Still, a lot of people don't like it. I don't know. Maybe it is a cockroach.
Yep.
Let me tell you something about cockroaches. Okay, Cockroaches are going to survive us.
Yeah, no matter what.
So in a weird
No, I
way, the
think
metaphor of a cockroach may
ants is
be a
better.
good thing.
Ants, there's never just one ant. Cockroach, like I said, it could be lost or something. Meanwhile,
You haven't lived in the city in a long time. That's
no,
the-
that's right. I haven't.
You don't have a lot of cockroaches
you don't-
running around.
well, you don't have a
with
restaurant.
with the new mayor, I'm moving back because I can't wait to. No. All right, thank you, Anthony. We were talking about our birthdays and age and everything because I don't. It's a 70. I'm not sure I want to go here. I'm not sure I want to go here. I was going to say you would have been
At the
the
commercial
youngest.
break, I'm gonna
You would
give
have
you a
been.
hug, Joe.
You would have been the youngest person at the No Kings rally. I would have been the youngest person at the No Kings. So I know you didn't go
think it's a
because I would have spotted you
I think
because
it's
you
a
would have had.
compliment.
You
I
didn't
don't
have
know.
gray
Is that a
hair.
compliment, Ben?
That's a compliment. So you didn't go.
No, I didn't go.
Because you would have been the youngest.
You did have crowns on your ring, though.
And we got some
performance.
look at this ridiculous court jet. Did you bring him?
I didn't bring him, Joe, but he looks like a Met fan to me. So I don't know.
He's wearing orange.
Yes, he's wearing orange man bad. All right.
Oh, I was thinking crypto.
You're missing it, Andrew.
Andrew, congratulations.
We gotta go.
on
By the
book.
way,
I
I
read the
should
book.
say-
It's awesome, Andrew. Congratulations.
Thank you, Anthony, so very much. And by the way, since we're talking birthdays, it's my father's birthday today, so I want to wish him a very happy birthday this morning. Coming up, how Americans feel about their health care. Steve Weissman's going to bring us more from the CNBC All-America Economic Survey next. And then later this hour, Senator Bill Cassidy